Hello, Stampers! I'm Dina Lanzendorf at Inkin' with Dink, and welcome to my Wednesday Facebook Live. So this week I decided I would really concentrate on one particular product from the catalog, and that is the Detailed Hearts dies. Okay, I love them, love them, love them. They are so pretty and they make the prettiest cards and scrapbook pages and stuff like that. So I'm focusing on this week to show you lots of different examples of things to do with them and projects made with them, with the hopes that you'll learn to love them as much as I do. So today I have a fun technique to show you and a card and using that technique. So are you ready to get started? I'm going to go ahead and flip you over and get my camera set up here without making you too awful dizzy, hopefully. Oh, you get to see a lot of my other stuff. Okay, so this is the card that I'm going to be showing you how to make today. Hi, Sheila. Thanks for joining me. This fun card is using the watercolor wash technique. Okay, and I don't think I've ever done that in a video before, so I thought this would be a really fun thing to show you. And I love the way the color on the background makes the heart die really stand out. So are you ready to get started with this? Let's do it. I'm going to put this aside right now. First thing you're going to need for your card base is a piece of cardstock, and this one measures 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, and I'm simply going to fold it in half to make my card base. Okay, be sure you use a bone folder on it so that your crease is nice and crisp. Okay, then I'm going to be using our watercolor paper. Okay, and this comes in sheets that are, I don't know how big they are. They're like half a sheet of cardstock size. And so I just cut one of them down, and this one measures 5 by 3 3/4. So I just wanted to be able to put it on my card front with a little bit more of the actual card showing. Okay. So what we're going to do with this is you're going to need an aqua painter that's just full of water. You're also going to need some stamp pad colors, okay? And I am doing mine in blues because the thought was my youngest daughter, who her favorite color is blues. So I am going to be using actually 3 shades of blue for her card. So I'm going to be using Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, and Blueberry Bushel, okay? And I'm going to lay these out here in the order going from light to dark, because that's the order that I want to use them in. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your aqua painter and you're going to wet your watercolor paper. So you're just going to brush back and forth, but you're going to be squeezing it the whole time because you want to get quite a bit of water on your paper. Then you're just going to start with your lightest stamp color. And you are just going to touch it down in a couple of places to the watercolor paper. Okay, now that's not going to hurt your stamp pad, so you don't worry about doing that. Then I'm going to take my next darker color, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to touch down in a couple of places just like that. Now I know you see lines on it and stuff like that, but in a minute we're going to get rid of all of those. Then you're also going to take your darkest, and again, I'm just going to hit it in a couple of places like that. Okay? Now we need to wash it all together. So you're going to take your aqua painter again, and you're just going to rub over the top. Now don't squeeze, because we don't need to be adding more water to it. We're just spreading out the color that we have on there. So no need to squeeze it, and you're just going to do that until it looks like you want it to look and there's no more lines. Okay, you want to be sure with your aqua painter and brush it and keep going with it, and you may squeeze a little bit until it runs clear. Okay, now it does stain it just a little bitty bit, but as long as you keep going until it brushes clear, it's okay. It's not going to hurt your aqua painter at all. Okay, so now what you do is you're going to set this aside to dry. Okay, you can use your heat tool if you would like to help it along the way, but you're just going to set it aside to let it dry. You might want to, as it's close to being dry, you might want to put something on top of it to flatten it. You can also turn it over on your placemat and then lay some stamp pads or a punch or something on top to help flatten it out. Okay, once it is dry and flattened out, you're ready to continue. So the next thing I did was I took some Whisper White cardstock and I ran it through the Big Shot with my Detailed Hearts Thinlit. Okay. Actually, that is totally habit that I keep calling it a Thinlit. They don't call them Thinlits anymore. They're just dies. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, which I love for things like that, and I'm just going to poke it out in a few places, okay, to kind of get it started. Now, you're going to notice that some of the hearts stay and are part of it, and some of it punch out, okay? So all you're going to do now is you're just going to carefully pull up so that it releases the cardstock from the die. So just be careful. It's really nothing to be scared of or worried about. It will do it without too much trouble. Okay. Then when you have it all pulled out, then you can go ahead and punch out the extra hearts that need to be punched out. Again, it's super easy to see which hearts are supposed to punch through and which ones stay solid, so that you shouldn't have any trouble with that. Okay. Once you have that done and it's all punched out, you're going to kind of lay it on your watercolor wash paper to see if you need to trim it. Okay, now it is actually bigger than my paper, so I do want to trim it. Let me grab my snips. I always seem to get over here for my video without all of my tools. So what I want to do is I kind of want it to be about that size. So I'm just going to kind of look and see where I want to trim. So down here, I want to take off these two hearts. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to cut up right like that to take care of those two hearts. Okay. Then I'm going to come through here and I think I'm going to take off, how do I want to do this? Let's take off that heart. Okay, and all of them that are down below there. Now you can certainly save some of these bigger ones because they will look really cool placed inside your card. Okay, lay it here, kind of trim again. So I think I'm going to trim around this solid heart. So again, you're just going to, with your snips, kind of make it look like that piece was never on there. Okay, now I'm going to do this one and I just kind of want to put some curve in it. There we go. Got it like that. Let's leave this biggest heart, but take off the ones attached to it. Let's take off this one here. We're getting there. Let's take off all of this. So I'm just going to trim there, come up here, trim that around like that. Okay, there we go. So now it is more the size that I want it. Okay, let me grab my glue. Since again, I seem to be forgetting everything here. And now I'm ready to glue it down. So again, you don't need to put glue all over the back. You just need it on some key places that are going to help it lay down, okay? And if you look at the samples that are in the catalog, you will see some of the hearts kind of stick up. So it's not really meant to be glued down totally flat all over. It's kind of meant to be poofy in places. Okay, hey Linda, thanks for joining me. So I just kind of hold it down a little bit in places. Got to be careful because if you've got adhesive on your finger, then the hearts stick to your fingers too. So I'm just going to do something like that. Okay. Now it is all ready to adhere to the front of my card. So I'm just going to, again with my liquid adhesive, put it on the back. The watercolor paper is very easy to adhere. And I'm just going to stick that down like that. And what you may want to do even, because sometimes the watercolor paper wants to curl a little bit, okay, is you may put your finished card down. Again, put a little bit of weight on it so that'll help hold it flat, okay? But we don't have time for that right now, so we'll pull it back. And now I'm ready to do my greeting. So I'm just going to use my old standby favorite, which is Itty Bitty Greetings. I love this stamp set. It always has pretty much every sentiment in it I want. I'm just going to take one of the shades of blue that I used, and I'm going to stamp out Happy Birthday. Okay. I'm going to punch it out with my classic label punch. Get it centered in there, punch it out. And I want it to pop a little bit, so I'm going to use our fabulous mini glue dots. Nope, not glue dots, mini dimensionals to make it pop. Take my backing off of them. And then it is ready to adhere down to the front of my card like that. Okay, so there you go. So you can use whatever kind of sentiment you want in the middle, but the main thing I wanted to show you is all of these groupings of hearts that you cut off. Find one that looks good or that you can trim a little bit to make it look nice. Go round that heart off a little bit there. And looky there, that will be so cute adhered down to the inside of the card. And again, just put a little bit of adhesive on the ends. And it will glue down perfect, just like that. And there's lots of room to do your greeting on the inside. So there you go. That is another sample of a project that I did using the Detailed Hearts Thinlit. Like I said, I really do like these Thinlits. They make great birthday cards, anniversary cards, Valentine's Day cards, lots of stuff. If you come back tomorrow and watch my video that I'm going to post, it's going to be making a scrapbook page using the Detailed Heart dies. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Keep watching. Every Wednesday at 3 o'clock, I will be doing a Facebook Live. I'm going to try to focus on particular projects or products every week so that you'll be able to see lots of things to do with them and see how versatile our Stampin' Up! Products really are. So if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Share my video with your friends, and thanks for watching.